Good evening, everyone. This is Prabhat Dikshit. The topic that I will discuss today is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. The first question which should arise in our mind just after listening the name of topic is what is flower or what is the scientific definition of flower? Actually, the flower is condensed shoot which is specialized to carry out sexual reproduction. Here on the screen also you can see a structure of flower with various organ. Let's start from the base. This is a stalk. This is called as a pedicle. This is the part over which the flower is born. Just above the stalk there is thalamus. This is broad base and this bears four type of the flower organs, that is sepals, petals, stamens and carpels. These are the sepal. Their group is known as the calyx and they are green outermost leaf-like organs which protect the flower in bud stage. Here, like I have a bud of hibiscus. Here you can see the bud is protected by the sepals. These are the green sepal. I hope you can see it. The green ones are the sepals and they are protecting the flower. They are protecting the bud. When the flower get mature, they provide support to flower organs. Just above the sepal, they are petals. Their group is known as the corolla and mostly they are colored. Sometimes they are fragrant also. What they do is they attract the insect to the floral flowers for pollination. They also provide the protection to the centrally placed reproductive organs. So let's discuss about the reproductive organs now. The first reproductive organ about which I will going to discuss is stamen. Stamens group, these are the stamens and there is an individual picture of them. Stamens group is known as the androecium and they are male reproductive organs of the flower. Each stamen has a cylindrical stalk which is known as the filament and also has a terminal lobe which is a kind of swelled up structure and this is known as the anthers. Each anther has two lobes. Each anther has two lobes which are connected by connective and these two lobes has the four pollen sacs. That is, each lobe have two pollen sacs. These anther produce yellow colored powder of haploid pollen grains. Now we will discuss about the female reproductive organ, that is carpel. This is consist of three parts. First one or the basal most one is this is swell up structure. This swell up structure is known as the ovary. This cylindrical long structure is known as the style and the uppermost part is known as the stigma. Stigma is the place over which the pollen grains are put first and it is mostly like sticky and feathery. Depend on the number of carpel, the flower are of two kinds, that are monocarpous and polycarpous. If the carpel is one in number, then the flower will be called as the monocarpous, and the flower, if the carpel will be more than one in number, then the flower will be called as the polycarpous. Flower can be unisexual and bisexual. For example, unisexual flowers can be of watermelon or papaya. Actually, what the unisexual flower mean is they will contain only one reproductive organ, either male reproductive organ, that is stamen, or the female reproductive organ, that is carpel. They will contain only single reproductive organ. And next one is bisexual flowers. They contains the both reproductive organs, like in this flower they contains the both reproductive organs, like in hibiscus. That is Hindi it is gudhal, or we also called it China rose. In it they are bisexual flowers. Now we'll discuss about an technique by of the we will discuss about the technique that is known as the pollination. Actually, the pollination is a transfer of the pollen grains from anther to stigma. This is of two kinds, that is self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination is the transfer of the pollen grains from anther to stigma in the flowers of the same plant. This is of two kinds, that is autogamy and geitonogamy. Autogamy is a transfer of the pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower of the plant, while the geitonogamy is the transfer of the pollen grains in the different flowers of the same plant. This can be carried out by many things like gravity, wind, or through the contact of the floral parts. Next one is the cross pollination. Cross pollination is also known as the allogamy. This is transfer of the pollen grains from anther of the one flower to the stigma of the flower of another plant. This is this transfer can be carried out by various external agencies like wind, water, insect, birds, bats, etc. And actually there are two kinds. First one is abiotic one, that is wind and water, they are non-living ones. And next one is biotic one, they are like insects, birds, bats, etc, etc, and they are like living ones. And this was all about the basics of the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Thank you.